calling it both an economic and environmental disaster for the state. Today, Senator Barbara Boxer said no to offshore drilling. A meeting which included the Interior Secretary was held today on that very contentious issue, and our Jim Vargas was there. He joins us now live from San Francisco with more on today's meeting. Jim?
As expected, Heather, Secretary Salazar's largely Northern California audience was pretty much against opening up any more of the California coastline to more oil drilling. This was the fourth hearing held by Salazar about the possibility of opening up more offshore lands to drilling. The Bush administration started the ball rolling during the spike in gasoline prices that saw American drivers paying over $4 a gallon. But today in San Francisco, anti-drilling activists argue that potential environmental damage and economic impacts of drilling are too big a risk.
Offshore oil drilling is a very dangerous idea for the economy in its tota. We definitely have to get into a realistic development of other options.
We have a coastal economy that is enormous, 300,000 plus jobs, tens of billions of dollars of revenues. We don't want to risk it.
Some blame the decline in the salmon fisheries to global warming caused by fossil fuels. And they brought up the environmental disaster caused when a drilling platform blew out off the Santa Barbara coast 40 years ago.
We have paid the price for oil exploration. We have seen our beaches stained and soiled by the sacrifice of oil in our coastline, and we say no more.
Pro-drillers contend it promises more jobs and defend offshore drilling's environmental record.
According to your own MMS reports, we've produced 1 billion barrels of oil in the last 39 years from offshore California. During that period, 850 barrels have been spilled.
We need comprehensive energy policy that includes alternatives, solar, wind, geothermal, wave, and so on. But we also need oil and natural gas.
Gas prices peaked during the presidential campaign last year, and then candidate Obama reversed his stand against more offshore drilling, but implied not much more. That's the message Secretary Salazar is spreading.
We're looking at a way forward that's comprehensive in nature, and it is not to the exclusion of oil and gas.
With such heavy opposition to offshore oil drilling in Northern California, this national drilling plan is highly unlikely to include this area. The plan is due out later this year. Live in San Francisco, Jim Vargas, KTVU, Channel 2 News.
In written testimony today, Senator Dianne Feinstein wrote, quote, allowing new rigs along California's coastline would not bring down gas prices, increase energy security, or fuel our economic recovery, as the baby drill advocates would have you believe. She went on to say, quote, in fact, new offshore drilling could jeopardize California's thriving coastal economy, our fragile ocean ecosystem, and our goal of making a permanent shift to a cleaner and greener energy economy.
President Obama